I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied.
To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 Turn up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome here to our high school nationals tournament in Ajax. We're at the Ajax Community Center. My name is Sam Mock, and I'm joined here by my friend May Nguyen.
Today we are commentating for the Ultimate Canada High School Invitational today, and we have our quarterfinal with the Adam Scott Lions versus the ECI Rams today. We want to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas, more specifically the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, signatories of the Gunshot Treaty of 1788 and the Williams Treaties of 1923.
And as well, we would like to shout out our sponsors of this tournament, BE Ultimate, as well as Discraft. Thank you for making this tournament possible.
And of course, the lovely staff that make this tournament happen every year, with our director, Sarah Eady, our camera ops, Mika Young, Sophia Nettleton, Jacob Bick, our competition director, Ben Clar, and our event manager, Leanne Leduc.
And we are starting with ECI pulling
to the Adam Scott Lions. Beautiful pull by the ECI Rams into the back corner. It lands inbounds right on the sideline. You can hear the coach on the sideline here urging his players to... Oh. I believe the observer is calling it out of bounds.
It's a little gusty today.
Adam Scott is able to center the disc, and a foul is called on the immediate throw.
It's okay, back.
I believe it's uncontested. Good spirit.
It looks like the Rams are setting a zone on this initial offensive setup.
The wind is really picking up right now.
We see Medina Ichigich on the mark here, and she's providing a lot of pressure on these Adam Scott Lions. We've seen in the past in previous games that Adam Scott likes to throw it deep, so this zone will likely provide a challenge for them. Not for the intended receiver, but number 53 reels it in. Abby Jacobs.
They're really keeping them down at this end of the field.
Bryn Miltz with the disc throws a floaty one.
Oh.
And Masters attempts to reel that one in, but is unsuccessful.
A break chance.
Brennan Vecchio just overshoots Medina Ichigich just a little bit too far.
Okay, up the line. Okay, up the line. Sarah, on the mark. Yep. Just stay back there, Sarah.
It's a bit of a strong crosswind, I would say.
Move closer. Get closer.
Making lateral throws a little challenging. Oh my goodness! What an incredible save there from the bobble.
With the wind so gusty today, we can expect that collecting seconds will be the most important skill of today. Masters with the disc on that far sideline yet again. It seems that him and Bryn Miltz will be the commanders of this offense for now. I believe that was a scuba
a reset scuba that just didn't work out. And a quick score. Wow.
And that is ECI with the break.
Break to open the game.
Maggie.
That's always a good feeling.
That is a good feeling. As the offense was very quick there. There's not much to analyze on there, but the notes that ECI had provided us with had provided no details about their O-line starters, no details about their D-line starters. They wanted to emphasize that they're a very deep team and they use every player on their team. Which I love to see.
Which is great, especially in high school.
Perhaps why ECI has bred so many star players in the past. Shout out to some famous ECI alumni, Thomas Panayotopoulos.
Yep.
Will Turner, Phil Turner,
a duo, those two.
Maddie James.
Maddie James.
And also some Vujasic siblings. I hear there are 4 of them. The youngest being on this team still, Tommy Vujasic, number 6 on ECI. We'll see if he is on the line.
Down there, Ethan. That's it, Sarah.
An FMP pull, alternating between male and female pulls.
They're running a zone again. We see Vujasic on the mark. Ichigich on the mark.
Over here, Maggie. Watch this guy, Maggie. Coming in, Kaya. Oh, yes.
The wind just taking that away. A bit of contact, but didn't seem to affect the play.
Liam Masters with the disc again, going downwind, and collected by Sam Kitely.
A quick D.
Looks like we are running a zone. Adam Scott is running a zone against ECI now.
This is ECI's
Pananin with the disc on the open sideline, and it looks like Adam Scott is running quite a successful trap here. And reeled in by number 15, Sarah Taylor.
What?
And a layout grab by...
Great grab. Number 18 there.
Kaya Kilniftakis.
What a nice save. So that's a second break for UCI. And based on those 2 points, does it look like they're using all their players like they claim that they can? I think so.
It looks like ECI's claims are holding true.
Yeah.
I've been saying lots of names in the play-by-play, so. I'm also really loving the coach's sideline energy.
Very active.
Coach Brenton Jackson, I believe, is very encouraging and active on the sideline here. I think coaches are a very integral piece in why programs are successful for so long. And I believe one of the coaches, Vlad Ilic, has been a staple in the coaching staff for ECI for quite some time since his graduation.
A long program, 10 years it's been around.
Bryn Miltz with the disc on the sideline again. Seems she doesn't.
Right, Ethan, watch that. Kaya over there. Watch the guy behind you, Kaya.
ECI is just pushing the Lions back and back and back till that cross shot to big target Liam Masters again. And another cross shot. Fumbled, but successfully collected by number 45, Sam Kitely again. Sam Kitely to Bryn Miltz. Kitely in the space again. Back to Masters. And a crossfield hammer collected by Nukala to Natalie Keys. Bryn Miltz again. And another hammer. But intercepted by the Rams.
2 defenders
Very
there.
quick offensive transition by the Rams here, using and a scuba again. These kids are fearless with the upside down throws in these gusts. I would not have the gall to do that personally.
Okay, now you got, now you got. Hey, go. Jenna, come over a little bit.
Vujasic with the disc.
Right in front of you, yeah. Drop, Jenna, drop.
And to
Nice over the top.
Take our time, take our time. Good,
Marcus
Jenna.
Colebrook
Stay there.
in the middle.
Man, man.
Back to Vujasic, back to Colebrook.
Got Tommy.
Vujasic with the disc again.
Hands up. Hands up.
Oh,
And
a D by Adam Scott there.
Yeah, watch him, Jess. Watch him, Jess.
Kitely with the disc again, back to Bryn Miltz.
Tommy, watch him. Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. Hey, leave him, Tommy, leave him.
Back to Masters.
I think the goal of both of the team zones is to push them to one sideline. I think ECI is doing a good job of keeping Adam Scott along this sideline here.
A beautiful throw by Bryn Miltz. She has incredible composure on that sideline with a zone around her. I would be excited to see what she does in University Series if she ever gets the chance to play. Having that kind of composure on the sideline around a cup like that, being trapped. And a floaty throw just on the fingertips of, I believe, Rukaya Kane.
And that's a third break for ECI.
Is it?
Starting strong. 3 in a row for them. Hopefully Adam Scott can maybe stop their roll. As a coach, I think this is usually when you take a timeout. But I think it looks like they might just be going back out there.
I think this is where, in a windy game like this, where there's lots of zone being played, where the depth of the ECI Rams is really showing, where they've been using a lot of their players. Everyone seems to be very comfortable with the disc behind that cup, whereas on the Adam Scott side of things, it seems like they really love to leave Bryn Miltz alone out there.
Yeah, I feel like they could do a better job of having maybe like 2 or 3 more handlers come back.
Or just so that she can move the disc more quickly and isn't relied upon to make those great shots like the one she made off the sideline to Natalie Keys there. But Liam McVici, number 42, unable to pluck that one out of the sky.
I know Adam Scott mentioned how their offensive strategy is to move the disc laterally. I think in this wind, it's a lot more challenging to.
Oh, an unfortunate end zone drop by Adam Scott. Lions there, and an easy, quick score.
A wide open offensive player. Maybe just sneaking up the sideline to score there.
Again, I really like how the ECI Rams have been moving so quickly into this offensive transition and almost catching Adam Scott on their heels.
I think that's what makes D-lines great at breaking, is when they just get the offense going and don't wait for specific players to pick up the disc. I think a lot of time with newer teams, it's very like cut between, oh, only these people can pick up the disc and these people are cutters, but I think they're doing a good job of just shotgun offense.
I mean, the team identity of of ECI has been noted to be work hard, have fun, and compete.
How do you think they're doing so far on those 3 goals? They're definitely competing. And they're working hard. I hope they're having fun.
It looks like the huddle on the sideline of them trying to stay warm out in these windy conditions is maybe a detriment to the fun right now, but it's always fun to win, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe they will keep pushing to do that. This all-female cup here in the zone, and a great sideline shot.
Yeah, Hayden, go get that guy, Hayden.
Masters with the disc.
AJ back.
And another,
Oh, and a deep flick.
and the wind just takes that one out of bounds, unfortunately.
The same lane strike is a difficult huck to complete.
Back up, 10
It is a tough one. And again, there's not...
AJ, look around, AJ, look around. Move in, Reese, move in, Reese. Reese, you got no one behind you, move in, do what you want.
Okay, we have lots of backfield support again for the Adam Scott Lions. Again, they're spreading the field very wide, but unfortunately D'd by the Rams on their own end zone line.
Oh.
ECI is really moving these marks quite well.
Attack that front cone there.
And again, it's just catching the Adam Scott Lions on their heels after every turn. It seems like Adam Scott's just a little bit cold after a turn.
It looks like Adam Scott is putting out potentially the same 7 or 6 players almost every point so far. I'm not sure I've seen at least these 5 individuals leave the field.
Kaya, you got
So
it?
I wonder if
Or Jess?
Maybe they're just feeling a bit low on energy.
Bonus. Who's back? Brennan, you stay back. Yeah, bonus down there.
do you have a personal preference on when you would take an O-line off if they're getting broken? Do you have a rule?
After two, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person to really like the team mantra that ECI has, that like every player is important. An O-line isn't an O-line, like, unless they're playing O, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, back up. No, Kayla.
that is a good point.
Okay, get over there, Jess. Over there. That's you, Zena. Jill, come on.
I also wonder how, although they're young, I don't know if you're playing so many points in a row, you gotta get tired. And your level of frisbee, it's just not gonna be the same as when they first started on that first opening point.
Wing, you got Jess?
Adam Scott transitioning to a man defense here, or a match defense, pardon me.
Oh. The wind seems to be coming from the far side towards
the camera.
Towards the sidelines here. So you can expect a lot of throws to drop coming towards the sideline, like we just saw there with the turnover. Calling a timeout. Called by Adam Scott, maybe to try and give this team a chance to compose themselves, catch their breath, and just
Drop a play for the sideline here.
Yeah.
With the disc on the...
help them get off the sideline and get on the board.
If Adam Scott tries to move anything off the sideline, likely the disc will pop up. So hopefully these players have the composure to adjust their throws a little bit, keep them a little bit lower, just to not give the lip of the disc to the wind here. A zone being set up by the ECI Rams puts Kitely in a difficult position here. We'll see if we'll see any of his signature over the top throws, and we do not. This beautiful swinging across the sideline to get it off the sideline. Great work by
They're in their own end zone now.
Kitely and Bellingham. Indeed, unfortunately, by number 34, Andrew Bonus.
And a second D by Adam Scott, number 50 there, Natalie Keys.
Again with Bonus in that deep space.
They're just going back and forth right now.
In this wind, have you ever played in winds like this where you just need to get it out of your own end zone?
Oh, I most definitely have. And it's painful. It definitely is.
Oh, great effort by Micaiah Kane.
Yeah, it's a challenge for sure. One thing I think Adam Scott
and Bryn Milt's under it, and I believe in her to grab this one out of the air. She is just so reliable for these Adam Scott Lions. And a safe throw by her yet again. We'll see if he puts it up to her again. She's making a great deep strike.
We have two cutters in the deep space.
Kitely to Garvey. Garvey has the disc on the sideline. He gets it through, and a poach D. Out of position, just sneaking out of nowhere. Number 17, Sam Nash, I believe.
On that end zone line, great cut.
And Kane with the score.
The open side there. ECI is, I'm noticing in the end zone, they will set up their ISO cuts, and just when you think they wouldn't cut again and their defender is ready for them to clear to the stack, they attack that front cone and are just great in that end zone space.
It is so difficult to play defense against teams like this where every player truly is a threat and feels empowered, especially by their team mantra of using every player on their team.
Yeah.
That they feel empowered to be that person to take over if they're the best person to be in that position.
One thing I think Adam Scott might be able to improve on in terms of their offense here is to cycle in those players that are in the cutter space and have them maybe fearlessly cut through the cup a bit more and just get closer to the disc.
With only a few players cycling in here, Bryn Melt has played maybe all the points that have been played. Maybe she had 1 point rest, but with her on every single point, I can't imagine it's easy to cycle in through that cutter space back into the handler space constantly. I did see though that she was cycled into that cutter space for a little bit when Sam Kitely had put it up to her and she came down with it against that male matching player.
Great rundown. Oh, and
unfortunately not
the wind pushing that down there.
ECI is doing something very interesting on their zone. I saw that the first person to get there puts a flat mark, and then the female matching player will come after and then push that person off the mark. So whoever's first will be the mark, but then assume the cup formation or monster formation, whatever zone they're running afterwards.
Interesting. Maybe that's because they know Adam Scott's a bit of a
hucking team,
big ball team. They're trying to stop them from getting anything off.
It's a great strategy. It's great communication.
Definitely working.
Players.
I don't think Adam Scott has had too many big throws come off. And that's half.
And that's 7 points.
And
that's half for us.
It looks like
a very dominant performance by the ECI Rams here. And we will be taking a little break. So
And welcome back. We are
Here we go, ECI.
going into our second half here of the quarterfinal. I'd once again like to thank our sponsors of today, BE Ultimate and Discraft, making this tournament possible.
I love Discraft. I also love BE.
I love BE out, to be quite honest.
BE has those new pants that are really great.
The new tracksuits.
I saw someone wearing them today. Oh, I guess
The tracksuit?
No, just the pants. Like, you know, they're a little bit
tech
baggier
grid?
than maybe. I don't know. It's the same ones that
UBC has? The TC
Danny,
one.
the TC ones.
yeah.
The TC ones. Yeah, BE provides our national team with
False
their
start.
with their entire uniform, which is fantastic. Thank you to BE for that. Samantha Mock here. My friend is on the national
I
team.
got an alternate. I got the shorts. I got the tracksuit. I got the hats. I'll be repping BE at Spain. Tune in.
Love BE. Thank you to BE. And a pull that comes out a little bit low for ECI. Maybe this will give Adam Scott a chance. It looks like we have Natalie Keys on. We have and unfortunately just does not break through that cup. Masters with that turnover, unfortunately.
Help out, Clement. Hey, go, McNeil. McNeil, go. Nice.
I want to shout out both teams' zone traps. They're really great at transitioning between their regular zone into the trap defense.
Great grab by Taylor over top of her own teammate there.
And melting.
But yes, these zone traps are very, very effective. As the wind is blowing, the wind is blowing towards the camera currently. So trapping the disc on this sideline means any swing to the middle of the field, back to the middle, will be a very difficult throw to make. It'll get the wind underneath it and maybe pop up in the sky, giving defenders a chance to get in it. And as you can see, the wind just takes that one. The intended receiver is Sarah Masters, is unable to get that one down. The Masters family is very tall, as you can see. I believe they are siblings. They must be. Sarah Masters and Liam Masters.
And for those at home watching, a trap defense is when the third member of the cup plays person on the reset once the disc gets swung to a sideline, and really just takes away a lot of the options for the thrower. If you notice here, number 50 peeling off and just taking that reset, forcing the thrower to either swing the disc backwards or make a play through the holes in the cup.
Liam McVici has the disc. Resets to Masters. And Masters, I believe that was not the intended receiver, as he said sorry as it was going past Natalie Keys there, but
on their doorstep, but
unfortunately not a great.
Nice try. Pin it right here, Sarah. Right there. Hurry up. On him.
With lots of turnovers by both teams.
Swing.
I wonder if Adam Scott will have chances going this way. It's a little bit easier with the wind going towards this side to score.
Now move it. Not back. Clemic. Up. Oh, nice grab.
wow.
Great collection by Natalie Keys there.
Clemic, watch this guy. White hat, Clemic behind you.
She's really putting in a shift this
Sibling
game.
to sibling, Liam Masters to Sarah Masters in the middle there.
Force that way, right, Maggie. Force that way. Sarah on the jump, Sarah. Mikey, no.
And is that
And Sarah
a
Masters with the
score?
scoop up on that throw.
Very close to the ground, that one. And the observers calling it up. And that puts them on the board. Whew. I'm sure that is very rewarding for them.
We're hearing a lot of the ECI coach, Brent Jackson, commanding his players to adjust their defense as they go down the field. We don't see as much of that from the Adam Scott Lions. You think that would help them a little bit more if they had instruction right on the sideline from their coaches?
I definitely think coaches who are able to make or notice what needs to be changed in the middle of the game is really helpful. But as a player, I think it is very challenging to adjust your gameplay, especially when it's day 2 of a tournament, your brain is tired, and you fall into bad habits. But I think ECI is doing a great job of staying mentally sharp. And
absolutely, we actually saw them playing a game of
Stella Ella Ola
during halftime, sitting all together on the line.
So I think that checks off the have fun.
And an immediate put up by, as you can see, the wind just took that one with the wind coming towards the camera there. That that disc just sails on this sideline.
A scary cone to be on.
But Adam Scott handlers seem to be taking it fearlessly. Great collection.
Some contact, but it seems no one is too injured.
James, number 3, is pistoning up that sideline and scores. Great prediction by me, honestly.
Not to mention, this is the James sibling to Maddie James, who we shouted out earlier, another ECI alum. So it seems like Frisbee is
a family affair here at ECI.
Ultimate in their blood, perhaps.
Oh, sorry.
And a difficult thing to keep track of in mixed ultimate is the gender. Whether it's supposed to be 4 female matching or 4 male matching can be quite a struggle. There's been many a time in the middle of the point where we realize there's a mismatch.
On stream.
On stream, in fact.
But as long as the coaches are okay with it and mistakes don't lead to advantages on either side, I find most teams have been quite lenient with each other for mixing up the gender.
Learning the rules is definitely part of the spirit of the game.
Nice pull, Jeff.
Sideline pull here on this windy sideline. As you can see, that same setup where a male matching player is first on the mark and then switches off once a female matching player gets it. I believe that's Kitely with the layout grab, and another scuba, his signature here to Bryn Meltz. Kitely with the disc again. He's looking for options, but looks like he's winding up for a huck, but gives it to Milt instead. She is just that pressure release valve for this team, making great decisions as she goes, and just too high with the wind taking that one. And ECI with another score. If we were taking stats for this ECI team, it seems like it's it's very spread out across the board.
Agreed. Which you love to see.
They're using both their female matching players and their male matching players. It's great to see for ECI.
I think on that zone offense, Adam Scott could definitely use some help resetting off that sideline. It seems like they're really getting stuck, especially with the wind. It's so difficult to get throws through the cup. Most of the time, it's ideal to push the disc back behind the disc and that second throw to just very quickly swing the disc laterally, which they just haven't been able to get off. Hopefully they can maybe find some luck attacking in the opposite direction now. Sometimes the wind is just not working in your favor.
I find with the other team forcing this close sideline here, most right-handed people will have to use a backhand to go back and around that disc, but with a backhand being a little bit slower of a pivot than a flick, sometimes players can find it difficult to get it to that sideline and put enough touch and release it low enough to get it to the other side. And as we say that, Kitely does that with ease.
A very talented thrower. Number 45 for Adam Scott there.
Yep. Looks like McVici and Kitely are bouncing it back and forth to each other. McVici with a big fake.
No break, Maggie.
To Natalie Keys with another big fake. ECI is just pushing them back and back, but Natalie Keys with a big shot that's just over the head of her receiver, John Horn. Number 16 with the last name Vujasic in the purple shorts here. I believe she's wearing Tommy Vujasic's jersey or another Vujasic's jersey, but she is not listed on this roster for us. So unfortunately, we're unsure of her name on the mark right now. Kitely with the disc again. Back to Natalie Keys.
Hold her there, Maggie. Hey, back.
Oh, Kitely with the layout attempt, but the Rams pick it up so quickly after a turnover.
Now we can try it. There we go.
Taylor.
Nice work.
A nice break side and inside throw.
Bill, you want to go again? Sarah. Marcus. Stay, Zena. Stay, Noah. Yes, yes.
I wonder, as a high school student, how you can bounce back from this, and as a coach, how you would really try to encourage your students to keep their heads up, because it can't be easy feeling like you're not playing well just because of the score. Sometimes
There's still great things happening between both teams. Just seems that once the Adam Scott lines get stuck on that sideline, the movement of the discs seems to be very static in comparison to other teams we've seen work through a zone previously.
And not too many big shots have come off from other side. I'm assuming that is due to the wind.
Come on, Dart. We talked about that.
Although sometimes I feel like the wind makes people throw big throws more, as last-ditch effort to get it out of their own end zone or off a sideline.
We've seen a few of those here and there during this game, but it looks like both teams are trying their best. Incredible layout grab and a little bit of contact climbing over each other.
Both apologizing and smiling through it, though.
Max Garvey with that incredible grab there, just saving his team.
Same thing,
And
Rakaya, hold him there.
Jack Bellingham.
Careful.
It looks like these
Get over there, Jess. Over there, Jess.
a few new players or new faces we've seen on the field have a bit of fire of them under them. Haven't seen a lot of Jack Bellingham
Not you.
or of, was it
Cut in and out, Lennon's brother.
Max Garvey
In and out, Lennon.
earlier this
Go.
game, but
You gotta run.
looks like a big huck is about to go up, and I am correct. Oh, and Bonus collects it, but it is out of bounds. Incredible chase down by Bonus there.
Just one step out of bounds. It was really tight to the sideline. So close.
Hey, Zena.
All female matching players on this cup here, and a hammer from Kitely again. Very, very risky in this win, but I like it. And Natalie Keys is chasing it down. She's next to Bonus, and she takes the contact from Bonus, and look at it! Incredible score from Natalie Keys. I'm her biggest fan.
That was a capital D diva right there with the box out. That was incredible.
We love to see the aggression, the feistiness, and the grit from Natalie Keys there to chase down that disc and have no fear in her heart from a male matching player chasing her from behind. She must play basketball or something with that box out.
That was a great read. Not to mention the height mismatch did not stop her at all.
Love to see that. The Adam Scott Lions said that they would throw it up big, and they've done it now. And it was a great play.
Hopefully this is time for their comeback. And sometimes all you can ask from your team is to just reset each half and win the second half, or just have a mental reset. This is when you wish we had instant replay, you know?
And incredible defense from the Adam Scott Lions. That is Jack Bellingham again with an athletic play, just rising over his defender, or his matchup there. His offender, perhaps. That's not right.
Well,
Nash, you gotta.
you have to be so athletic to come underhand for a D.
that's incredible.
Ethan, you're doing nothing. Nash,
Kitely with the disc again.
Ethan,
Back to Bellingham.
Yeah, McNeil.
Has Kitely in the space.
Behind you, Klimek. Yeah, that's it, Nash.
They're in there.
Back to Will Halloran. New faces on the line here again. Will Halloran, I have not seen much of him.
Try, Willie.
Back to Jack Bellingham. And he throws a scoober, fearless Adam Scott Lions.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Get ready.
And a big rip downfield. We like to see these deep throws, and it's tipped to 46. Will Halloran again. This is why we like to see new faces on the field. Will Halloran just has that extra gear to chase down that disc, but unfortunately just throws it a little bit past his intended receiver. But they are on the doorstep of a score again here.
And one thing I think a lot of people say in Ultimate is the rule of conservation of greatness. It is highly likely that after doing a very high high energy play. You're hyped up, your adrenaline's going, and it's so easy to just overthrow that next player.
Great timeout call by the Adam Scott
Veteran
Lions.
call there, vet call.
Kylie immediately picks up the disc to make a tee with the disc, knowing that they are on the ECI Rams end zone line. You saw a player from ECI kick the disc out of the previous position it was in, not knowing that the disc needs to stay there.
Yeah, during a timeout, the disc is left where the timeout was called by offense, and stalls come back in at whatever stall the timeout was called. So since that timeout was called immediately, the stalls will come in at 0. But have you ever been there when someone called a timeout a few stalls in?
Yes.
It's an interesting...
I've done that before by accident. When I don't see anything
You just
good.
look upfield, then...
It's normally after a huck, like if there's a big huck.
Yeah,
and then
no one's around.
You're turned all the way
Back,
behind
yeah.
and everyone's dead tired. Sometimes you just, it's better for us to reset up.
That's fair. And we're back in. Oh.
And was that defense? Unfortunately, we did not see the
turn there. I
there.
missed that.
And Will Halloran with the defense there. Will Halloran and Jack Bellingham supporting the backfield here. Love to see new faces in this backfield.
Some quick give
And they
go.
are giving and going.
This might be that classic play that they were talking about where one player goes every other, but not working to their advantage. And UCI just punching it in.
It seems that every player on ECI is able to intercept a pass and immediately start commanding that offense and moving it quickly with confidence. Sometimes you often see a cutter get an interception and pause and wait for a handler to come and save them.
Instant reset.
But with ECI here, it looks like every single player is so comfortable with just throwing to any other player on the field. It's hard to see which players have been dominating this game. It seems like each and every one of them has been contributing.
It's nice to see when a team trusts each other like that. I think a lot of times if you rely too much, you get into those bad habits of instant resetting or relying on only certain players to be able to get the offense going. But I'm liking what I see from ECI here. It's exciting for juniors ultimate.
Behind Rakaya, no offsides.
You can hear the coach asking their players to back up from the line so that when the pull goes up, the players are not called offside.
There you go.
Since the players must be behind the line before the disc is pulled.
The pull has landed on this close sideline again. We have Natalie Mills with the disc. She is playing with both hands here. That was a lefty break. and a scooper from
Stay there, Rakaya, yep.
Kitely to McVici. He just trusts him so much with that scooper across.
I like that, Reese. Keep it there, Kayla. Nice job.
And a
Pick it
push
up,
pass.
Jill. Pick it up, Jill.
You can hear the player saying, "My bad." Been there, man.
It's hard to get enough spin on those push passes or pop passes in wind like this, so sometimes it just doesn't go exactly where you think it should. Defense by John Horn.
It's easy to kind of run away with the disc along that sideline when you get 2 or 3 up lines in a row. I think it's where a lot of teams I've noticed turn it over. It's as they're booking it towards their own end zone, the speed of their throws just is too quick.
And another put up to Natalie Keys here. She's unfortunately defended by number 50. Number 50 versus number 50 there, Ingram.
Force home! Force home! I'll be the son of her! Force home!
James with the disc in the middle. Kane to James. James again. To Kane again. Back to James. And he finds the goal in Reese Colazzi. Great movement by James there. Just bouncing back and forth.
I like how they were working it to that high side of the field. Not sure if it was intentional or not, but a lot of the time when there's a crosswind, it's ideal for offense to push it to that high side where the wind is coming from, rather than staying trapped on the low side where offense is usually pushing you.
Once the disc is on that low side, if the disc is being pushed up, being moved the other direction, it's very difficult to get it back to the other side. So keeping it on that high side, unless you absolutely need to get it to the low side, is the best option. The score is currently 12-1. Or 12-2, I believe. If ECI scores this next point, they will win this game. Big hug.
And you can hear the coach say no as that throw went up from the sideline.
Be back! Bonus!
As Hayden Jackson wound up for that hug, you can hear his coach from the sideline.
Sometimes you just see it in a player when you know they're going to throw it.
And he says, no. But Hayden Jackson gets the D back and just out of the hands of his receiver, Lily Diamond.
Hayden's a fiery one, huh? He's really...
I love seeing players like that.
I love someone who's just wants to score so bad.
And he has a great flick hook on him, so...
Mm-hmm. This is Callahan
never
country.
hate on using it.
But safely getting out of there.
That is Rebecca Keys that collected that one. Also wonder if that is a relative of Natalie Keys or Alicia Keys, maybe.
The singer?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And great put. I believe that was Hayden Jackson again with the huck there. That was beautifully put, but unfortunately not able to be caught by Bonus in the end zone. Bonus is just running end to end on these possessions. It's very difficult being a main deep striker, but also the deep in a zone, I find.
Right, Noah. Hey, Bonus.
Although sometimes you get to catch your breath a little as that deep, especially when it's a mostly handler-dominated offense like we're seeing mostly from Adam Scott.
Move in, Maggie. Now.
This is true. Good movement here from Adam Scott. It seems like their disc movement is picking up the pace from what we've seen in the first half of this game, but as I say that again, it remains static. but he finds a hole through the cup. And
Now back up. Kylie, if you need a sub, ask for one, Kylie.
again, that wind is just popping up these throws to that high side.
One boy, move it around.
And Hayden Jackson with the huck again. And Bonus reels it in. We love to see Hayden Jackson just doing everything his coach is not telling him to do.
Fearlessly defying his coach. His coach and his father, might we add. And it looks like ECI is taking the win there. 13.
Great showmanship from both teams, great effort. Both teams are working very hard in both zones, but ECI comes out on top here with the depth, the level of depth we've seen on this team. We hope to see them go far in this tournament.
See them later today.
We'd like to thank our sponsors again in BE and Discraft for providing the discs and the apparel for this tournament. And we'd like to thank our tournament directors for making the stream possible. And that is our game. Thank you for tuning in.